And we're live. We're back doing the stream, and these are always our favourite type of stream, where me and Adam sit and pretend that we're interviewers.
Yeah, where we aren't just talking to each other ourselves.
So, once again, we welcome Justin to our stream.
Hello.
Last time we had Justin on, you didn't really get to see Justin because he was drawing for the whole of the stream, which was really good because it was really visual. But this time we get to chat to him.
I'm sorry I'm left. I'm not drawn this time, but you gotta look at my face. But there's a good reason. There's a good reason.
Yeah. So we've kind of interrupted Justin as he should be getting ready to go to C2E2, right?
Yes. As soon as I'm done chatting with you, fine folk, I'm gonna head over to the show and start to set up. And I'm gonna meet Tressa Bowling over there. She's gonna hang out with me all weekend. So, it's a little chaotic. Honestly, I like. When you become a dad, you just kind of forget when things are, and this show kind of crept up on me. But also, I've been sort of in a vacuum because I've been promoting this Kickstarter for the last month, so like I didn't even I'm not even mentally ready for the show, but I'm gonna try. We'll see what happens.
And you've had both, so like you're coming off Comic-Con straight into C2E2, and it's a great time to be running a comic-related Kickstarter, I guess.
Yeah, so my partner in comics, Victor Dandridge, he's the co-creator of Wonder Care Presents the Kindergardians, which is the campaign we're currently we're running. And he was actually at San Diego Comic-Con. He was in Comic-Con Mecca, if you will, promoting it and making the rounds and trying to get the word out about this comic that we've been doing for the last almost decade, which is nuts. But we felt like it was a good time to not shut the door, but sort of close the chapter on this iteration of the Kindergardians. So we've done about a dozen issues, and we're wrapping up the series with a volume 2, which is what the campaign was launched for. But you can actually get the entire series as well. And we did like a revamped version of volume 1. And so, yeah, he was out there in Comic-Con, like, promoting it, and I was just I was the guy in the chair. I was just sitting here and tweeting and being like, look where Victor is. I'm not there, but also I'm part of this.
Was it nice to have somebody else to collaborate with?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Victor's been one of my favorite, probably if not the favorite collaborator of mine, because this is something we've been working on for a while, and we've really grown together as creators and found an ebb and flow into making these comics. And really, like, we've watched these kids that we've created sort of grow up through our creative eyes. And it's a little bittersweet, but it's been a real fun journey, and we're excited to see where it goes in terms of possibilities and stuff. But yeah, we would like to sort of wrap up this version of the Kindergardians. So yeah, it's been fun. He's a great collaborator. He's everywhere. I'm not. Yeah, which is why he's not. Actually, he's not here. So boo on him. But he's actually on the way to C2E2, which is why he couldn't make this podcast. So you're unfortunately just talking to me. But hopefully down the line we can, once the Kickstarter is wrapped, you can get both of us on, and you can sort of hear about Victor's thought process when it comes to writing and everything like that. He's a really good. He gives good pod, I guess you could say, in terms of podcasting and interviewing and stuff. So.
Bring the microphone forward. Sorry, we might have some sound issues.
Okay.
My giant head getting closer. How about
no worries.
Okay, so I turned the microphone up, so hopefully you guys can hear us a bit better. Your side is sounding perfect, they're saying, but don't worry, I had to take a year off because I couldn't hear Adam. Because
quiet.
He's that quiet. So hopefully you guys can hear us okay.
I don't think microphones can pick up my monotone. I just kicked the table there.
Yeah, that'll probably be picked up. So last time you were on, you were promoting the book Heart. The book, which also got successfully funded, which I backed, and it was fantastic. So
thank you very much. Yeah, I feel bad. I don't want to keep reaching out to you when I'm like, hey, I got shit to plug. But when we were coming up with sort of we're doing like a whole map of like, okay, who should we talk to? Like, who do we know? And I had talked to you guys a few times, and the first time it was an invite, so I could draw for you and everything, which was great. I had a blast. So I wanted to kind of keep coming back, and when I had a project, and so when he was asking me like, who are your connects, and I'm like, I mean, I know people in the UK, so that would be kind of fun to see if the Kindergardians can reach that audience across the pond. So thank you for having me back on the show to talk about this.
Since Ricky said that you got back in touch with us, we were like, this is the kind of stuff we want to do, you know? We want it isn't, I mean, we like community, we like Swansea community and Wales community.
Yeah.
We like comic community, indie community. I'm saying this as if Ricky's going to disagree with me. No, we don't. And you were such a good interviewee previously. Not that we're really interviewers. We just like to know what people are doing and just see people draw.
Yeah.
And like, it was that, and it was weird timing as well, because a couple of weeks ago I said I want to get back into the streaming stuff, and then you popped up, and it was like, oh, that's brilliant!
Oh wow,
set up straight away, and it was like,
yeah, it was meant to happen then.
Yeah, it was definitely meant to happen. So, what are your plans for C2E2? I guess in promoting Kindergardians.
Yes, so I'll be there all weekend, and then I actually the campaign ends on Saturday of the show, so we only have 55 hours. So if you haven't backed it yet, please do. We're already funded, but we're working towards getting some stretch goals unlocked, and we already have the first set unlocked, which is coloring pages of all the different covers that we've done for the series. And then we're hoping to unlock some other things. So yeah, we're working towards the final 48. And then so I'll be talking about it all day on Friday, as well as, you know, selling 2 Hearts and all my other comics and stuff, and doing commissions all weekend. And then Saturday, I actually got asked to be part of a panel. It's called Clifford is a Kaiju. Engaging students in analysis and argument through pop culture. So that is sort of... I got asked to be on it because I think someone, my friend Eric, who's also on the panel, was like, you draw a lot of pop culture things, so I'm sure you have a lot of opinions about certain things. And so we want to sort of have an artist opinion on some of these topics. And I was down to do it. So on Saturday, I'll be doing a panel, basically sort of like talking about nerd stuff and pop culture stuff. I mean, the title of the panel is really funny. Clifford is a Kaiju. So I'm assuming it's like topics like that to sort of engage debate.
Yeah.
In a very kind and nice way, not sort of like a heated thing, but yeah. So I'll be doing that on Saturday, and just kind of hanging out pretty much all weekend with Tressa, and hopefully getting people to support the campaign in the last like 48 hours. And this is like my biggest show I've done this year. So I mean, with COVID and everything, and then becoming a dad, I sort of took a break, and that's when I got the time to work on my personal projects. But this year has been the year of WonderCare. So I've been doing all of WonderCare. It's consumed my life for the last several months, but I will say that the last issues, the issues 8, 9, and 10, and 10 is actually like a double issue, and they're probably some of the best comics that we've made, Victor and I. And it's like it's really cool. It's exciting. I sent you guys some cover artwork and stuff to check out. So
and I've got that ready to go. I did just put up one of them.
cool.
So we can show off the cover artwork. I won't be able to see you whilst we do this.
Slapdash kind of put together kind of job at the moment, so the camera's right.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, here we go. I'll make that the feature.
Can people see that?
Yeah, people will see that on Twitch for the moment. But
okay, I don't know what you're showing, but I'm gonna say
family photos,
amazing.
Pictures of you when you were a baby.
So we got the.
Oh yeah, wrong file.
We got the Wondercare presents the Kinderguardians Volume 1. So I guess that's showing the trade paperback.
Yes. So yeah, that actually includes a new. We did that's the first 5 issues, plus we did a free comic book day special that was only available online, and we're gonna put that to print. And I designed a new cover for it. So yeah, that's the first volume. It's kind of like a redux, remix of Volume 1.
And then we've got the cover for number 8, the Switcheroo.
Yeah, Switcheroo. So that's going to be a fun one. And again, these issues have never been put to print before. So if you want to get them, you can only get them through the campaign. And we did do individual covers for them. And Switcheroo is sort of a kind of like it's like the continuation of a story that we did called What Matters, which was our sort of take and ideas and thoughts on the Black Lives Matter movement after the murder of George Floyd. I had something I wanted to say about that, and I asked Victor if we could use these characters, these kids, to sort of express these feelings about social injustice and police brutality. And it was very well received, and it was very cathartic in that sense too. So that will be included in Volume 2, and then Volume 8 sort of picks up right after that, and it's about the twins, and the Ultra Twins, Castor and Pollux. And if from the look of the cover you kind of get the idea of what happens, they sort of switch bodies, and that's all based on this idea of understanding other people's belief systems and sort of expressing empathy towards other people by feeling what they feel. And so the boy genius character of the series, Lectron, creates like a little device, a switcheroo device, that I think we're calling an NES, but I forget what it's like a neural empathic simulator or something like that. Victor's very good with the sort of kind of wordplay and stuff like that. So I made it look like a switch, and then what happens in the issue is they end up switching bodies. And Victor has actually a deeper story behind that in the sense of when he pitched me the 2 characters, he flip-flopped the names, and so they were actually mislabeled, and so throughout the whole series they were actually the wrong characters, but then we're sort of course correcting it with this issue, which is a really fun one. So yeah, that's Switcheroo. That's number 8.
And then bear with me, I realized that for safety reasons Discord wasn't letting me show them, so people were just having a blank screen, but now I've worked it out. So then we've got next one that we've got that I'll put back up is the series concludes.
Yeah, so that is an image that's sort of like the home image, but it gives you a little,
which has been stuck in my head now. That's all I hear.
I was talking about. and 2021. And then 8, 9, and 10, which has never before been print. So you get another 6 issues in the Volume 2 trade.
I think we got a disconnect.
Oh, we may have a disconnect. Might be a problem outside.
No, I think we're good again.
Cool.
So
micro disconnect.
It's been
I love
technology.
Yeah, I love these sort of. It's kind of like we're figuring this out with tying everything with shoestrings. It's like it's gonna work.
See the spaghetti junction around here.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and apart from that, it's like the first time we've recorded in a room together, basically, because we've always done, separate homes.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're usually on your own screens.
Yeah. So the only time we've recorded together was for the
live stream convention stuff.
Yeah. So like the live stream.
Wow.
And
did you guys have your Comic-Con, your Swansea Comic-Con?
Yes.
How did it go?
Big.
Yeah.
Lots big.
It was.
That's awesome.
It was interesting. This year was so. Previously, we've held it at like a town hall kind of thing, and then this year we had it in a brand new arena. So we saw a jump in just the size of everything.
Everything was just huge.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that's great.
We usually have about 1,500 people through the door, and this year we had over 4,000. So.
Holy cow, that's a huge jump.
It was.
Yeah, it was tiny.
Wow.
And I hadn't been around people because of COVID. I hadn't been around people for like months at that point.
How did it feel?
Weird.
Was that weird?
Weird.
Yeah.
First. It was weird. And I just got to that point where like I've been so scared of COVID, catching it and everything, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like
in amongst everything,
and I thought, well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen now.
Right, exactly.
And it didn't, so it all worked out for the good. But
that's great. Yeah, I when I started doing shows again, I made sure to keep it very small and local. So I did a lot of library gigs where libraries during the summer, they want kids to come back to the library and have fun activities, so they always put on these like tiny little Comic-Cons and stuff. And I thought that would be a kind of a good ease my way back into it. And then C2E2 is like the big one. So
he's laughing at you then. What are you laughing at?
I just laughing at the thought of that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go in something small like we used to do. But then but then I did enjoy it. It was also that thing of, working from home for 2 years, and then all of a sudden we were in an arena, and I went from like maybe doing 1,000 steps a day to over the course of the 3 days of set up and run the event for Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
I walked 40 kilometers. I was almost dead.
That's nuts. Yeah. That's not even like a build up. That was like you just hit like it was like nothing and then it just exploded. Yeah, but that's great. That's great. I mean, people clearly missed it.
That's why we sit so far away.
Yeah. And then but like it was great getting back to it. Like, and that's why we stopped streaming, was because we had to get back to doing that kind of stuff. We didn't have time, and it was like, like I was saying, like when you got in touch, it was like, this is a great excuse to get things going again and talk about comics as well. So like,
totally.
We will, because of the issues we had with the stream, we will put up all the images again on our Facebook and give you one last push across the finish line for all of that as well. But
how close are you to your next stretch?
I think it's a little over 1,500.
It's doable.
You were asking an artist to do math, and I was like, what?
We're the words guys. He's the good at maths.
Yeah. So we're currently at $6,400, or no, $6,490. So $10 away from $6,500, and then our next stretch goal is at $8,000, which will unlock a second volume of the activity book that we put out, which was, if you ever got the individual issues of Wonder Care, it was 8 pages of story, and then there's 4 pages of activity sheets. And so when we put together the volume 1 trade, we took out all the activity sheets because we didn't want the kids to actually draw in the trade paperbacks. But the single issues, we wanted them to be as interactive as possible. So then what we did was, or what Victor did was, he took them all out, put them in its own book once the trade came out, and we called it Replay. And we invented a whole new character for just that specific book. It's like a mother box looking character named Sub. If we reach our $8,000 goal, we will do a volume 2 trade, or a volume 2 of Replay, and bring back the sub character and come up with all new activity sheets for kids. So
there we go, folks.
So we're close. Yeah, I think we can hit it. We just need a little bit more of a push, but yeah, it's been a really good campaign, and I'm excited for it to be over. You know, I mean, the stress of it and everything, but it's been exciting to see people come through with it. And yeah, I think we were almost towards goal by like the first 3 days, which was great. We had a goal of $5,000, and I think we were close to it after like a week. So it's been a really good campaign, very successful. And
when you're doing a Kickstarter, that until you hit that goal, it's like, oh,
nobody loves me.
And then you hit it, and it's such a relief, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. You're just kind of like, you can breathe a little, which is great. I'm with this campaign in particular, it's been tough because I've been actually working on the final issue as I've been promoting the campaign, and I just sent Victor. We're about halfway. So, like I said before, if you ever got a Wonder Care comic, it's 8 pages of story and then 4 pages of like activity sheets. So when I say it's a double issue, it's like really only 16 pages. But like we feel like 8 pages is like a good amount for kids to sort of engage with. Yeah. And the way I relate it to is very akin to like when cartoons started doing 11-minute episodes. Like SpongeBob would be like 11 minutes, and then there'd be another episode, but it's like a half-hour long thing. So that's kind of the thing. It's like they're like little Saturday morning cartoons in comic form. What's up?
Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like a Saturday morning cartoon, and the issue 10 is a 16-page thing. It's kind of a beast that I'm currently making my way through right now, and it's a real fun one because it's the first time. Issue 7, 8, and 9 is actually the first time that we have told one big story. So there's actually like a to be continued at the end of 8 and 9. So it's like this big sort of expanding universe kind of a story. I think within the 10 issues, we've had the ability to introduce, I think it's like 27 characters within that 10 issues, and like you get a big chunk of them in the back half of the series from 6 through 10, and it's really fun. Like really, it's been really fun coming up with all these insane characters. So if for the viewers who are not familiar, Wonder Care presents the Kinderguardians is essentially Justice League meets the Muppet Babies. So it's kids with superpowers, and they're learning how to use them in this facility called Wonder Care. And we've introduced the main core team, and then we did like an alternate dimension where there was gender swapped version of the Kinderguardians. We call them the Kinderguardians 2, TOO, or in the notes we would call them the Gender Guardians. And then we introduced the detention class, so that is like the bad quote unquote bad kids, and that is the peak class. And then during the campaign, we announced the newest team, which is our take on the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the Galaxy Cadets First Grade. And if you go to the campaign homepage, you could get a bunch of sneak preview art. And actually, if you back the campaign and go through the updates, you can see all the different character designs. And they've been really, really fun to play with. So it's cool to have like a space themed superhero team.
So is that the ones on the cover of 9?
Issue number 9, yeah. So that's the Galaxy. Yeah.
Homage.
It's
there we go.
An homage to the the X-Men.
I always love whenever somebody does a giant size X-Men #1 parody.
Yeah.
You always win me over.
Yeah, that was that was all Victor. He was like, I got the perfect sort of cover to homage. And and then actually it's really kind of bittersweet because if you look at the cover to volume 10, or I'm sorry, not volume 10, but the cover to issue 10, it is an homage to George Perez and his I think it's like his Infinity Gauntlet issue number 4 or something like that, where he's wielding the gauntlet in space. So that is sort of our nod and homage to George Perez for issue number 10. But that character on there is the character that we introduce in the last half of the series. They're part of he's part of a cosmic bunny triplet. So basically there's a triplet, a set of, how do you say it? A set of triplets? Yeah. Okay, and they go by the name. No. They go by the names of No Bunny, Some Bunny, and Any Bunny. And and originally they weren't bunnies, but you get so influenced by your kids' playthings that I turned these cosmic triplets into bunnies, and they wield the power of play. So it's very much a story about like playing tag, and something happens that causes an imbalance, and so the Galaxy Cadets need the Kinderguardians to help figure out how to balance recess in a way, like the balance of play and recess. So it's a big epic sort of kids story that we're trying to tell in volume 2 trade. Try A Little Kinderness.
I instantly had Crisis on Infant Earths.
Ooh, that might be the omnibus title.
I always have to think of puns and things like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like,
So
there's a lot of dad humor infused into it.
My daughter's at that age now. She just rolls her eyes. I say things and I go,
that's perfect.
And she's like, I know.
Yeah,
I get it.
Perfect.
Like my nephew, who's a little older than Adam's daughter, but I'll tell him a silly joke, a dad joke basically, and he'll go, yeah, you told me that one already. It's like, it's still funny. Yeah.
It's worth repeating. It still gets a chuckle.
There's some now as well. I can think there's really rude ones.
Oh, that's too funny.
Really rude dad jokes. Just really.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh.
What's
Go ahead.
What's brown and sounds like a bell? Dong.
Oh. It's the inflection. It's the onomatopoeia of it all. Yeah. That's very good. Speaking of dad jokes, I think I was working on this last time we talked. I was working on this book. So I after Two Hearts, I'll do another shameless self plug. But after Two Hearts, I put out a book with my friend Ryan Milligan. he's very much into puns, and so we came. He pitched me this idea for a book called My Very Punny Dad, and you can find it on Amazon. It's got like a bunch of 5-star reviews right now, and it's doing pretty good. It's basically a book for anybody who loves puns, and it has the ability to teach kids the way that language can be used in humor, and yeah, it was just kind of like, it was like my post Two Hearts post baby project.
Yeah.
And he hit me at the right time because I just became a dad. So I was like, oh, this kind of speaks to me, or it will speak to me eventually. So yeah, if you look up My Very Punny Dad on Amazon, that is one of my newer projects that I released at the tail end of last year, and it's been doing really well. So check that out if you love rhyme books and dad humor.
Win. Lots of wins.
Sam, who's moderated no chat, has just said that she's just backed your project. So.
Oh my gosh, Sam, you're amazing! Thank you so much. I think you were on the chat last time, and we had a bit of a fun convo about I don't know. I was drawing something goofy, or you had requested something goofy. So thank you for backing the project. And yes, it is available to we're shipping anywhere. And if you don't feel comfortable getting or waiting that long for shipping overseas, we also do digital editions where you could read the whole series. So thank you. I think you probably became the 100th and 20th backer, Sam.
And Sam has just shared the Amazon link to My Very Punny Dad as well.
Oh, awesome. You guys are great. Thank you.
Sam's
good value for money.
Sam's partner is well into his puns, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets that now. Hong Kong goose.
Nice.
Ricky's going to cringe at this. I'm sure I've said this before. I once entered a competition to try and win prizes, and it was a pun competition. And I thought, you can enter as many as you want. And I could think of 10. And I thought, at least if I enter 10, then I'm going to win something, hoping that one of my puns would win. Unfortunately, no pun intended. I've been waiting to say these out in the internet forever. My daughter,
I just gave you a platform.
Yeah. This is actually what this was all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. You need a soundboard for the cricket.
I think some dog yelped in the street outside.
Tumbleweed just went up the road. So
that's amazing.
I know you said that you're currently, or you were currently drawing the last part of the book. But are you having a little break or after this, or are you straight into the next project?
I actually have been thinking about it, and just kind of with everything sort of piling on in terms of my shows wrapping up for the summer and going into the fall. And, we do have other things happening with the Kindergardians that I can't really talk about. But if you back the project and you read the updates, there's a little tidbit there. But in terms of taking a break, Ricky, that sounds amazing. I think I am going to do that. I actually thought about taking like an entire month off of social media, except for my Patreon, because that's kind of where I still earn some income. Yeah. So just keeping that updated and just kind of ghosting for a while, just to sort of reset. Because when Victor and I decided to end the Kindergardians, I actually pushed a lot of personal projects aside that I would like to get back to. So I think once the campaign is done and I have drawn the final page of issue number 10, I'll probably take a break for a bit and then secretly work on something without telling anyone, and then just sort of unleash it on the world and see what happens. But yeah, I think it'd be good, just to sort of check out for a little bit,
I agree. And then you'll be back on here again and we can do another Twitch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, I'm happy to talk to you guys anytime about just random stuff. Like I could come in and just talk about movies. I've seen a lot of really great movies lately. So
Yeah, we with one of our many other hats on, we do a podcast with our friend who works at Lego, and
we've all been you then, but I meant the
yeah. He was the graphic designer on the Daily Bugle.
Neither of us can point at the moment.
I know, because it's mirrored, so I'm trying to point there, and it's just not. Yeah, so
yeah.
And we keep we've been keeping a list of all the movies we watch, like kind of like what you do with your stories, but on Instagram, but just a notebook on my phone, a note on my phone telling me what I've watched this year. So I can actually go back and go, oh yeah, I did watch that. Yeah. So
right.
If you want to come on and talk movies, we could do that as well.
Oh my god, dude. It would be a 24-hour marathon of just talking about. Like, I'd love to jump on a podcast and just talk about buddy cop movies for like an hour. Because that is something that I did a deep dive of during the pandemic. I just started watching every kind of buddy cop movie there is. I got some favorites and I got some terrible ones.
What's your favorite?
And I like some favorites. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I mean, Lethal Weapon, right? Yeah. Actually, you know what's really good too is Stakeout. Have you seen Stakeout? Yeah. And then like even like going like the 80s was just like amazing for all this stuff, but like 48 Hours, right? And there's a really good one. There's a really good one with Billy Crystal and oh my gosh, what is it called? It's called Running Scared.
Yes.
With Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines, and they play Chicago cops. And that one is really good. And then Midnight Run. Like, I don't know how many times I've watched Midnight Run during the pandemic, but it's amazing. But anyways, I could totally come back and just talk buddy cop movies. Yes. I do have to say, because I am a person of color, I do love the Rush Hour films, even though they're kind of super racist now. and the director who's made those is not a very nice person, but I love me some Jackie Chan films, so I love Rush Hour. But yeah. Anywho, yeah, this was fun. I think I gotta go. I hear my baby crying, no problem. But I gotta go set up for the show.
That's cool. That's brilliant. Thank you for giving us your time.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And let us know if you do anything fun at the convention.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. I'll probably be, shooting stories and stuff, and maybe Victor and I will be able to get on Instagram Live or something and talk about the campaign once it's over.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, follow me on all my socials at When You Were Little, and if you haven't backed the campaign, please do. And thank you to Sam for doing that. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll be back to talk about something else. But I love kind of hanging and chatting with you. So thanks for having me.
Always welcome. Yes. Make sure you go and back the project. I backed Two Hearts, and that was fantastic. I've been a fan of Justin's Instagram for years. I think I first
Thank you, sir.
Back when Give That Penis a Sandwich.
That's right, Give That Penis a Sandwich. And, that's a weird way to end the show. It's like, back this kid's comic. Also, give that penis a sandwich.
Separate things. And a bit we're over there.
We're like, but hang on, actually, not that bad.
So, but yeah, Sam's saying have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
And we're gonna let you go and do your bits. So.
All right. See you. Bye, Ricky.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back anytime at all. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I'm gonna want some buddy cop films ready.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get a list going for sure. You know what we should do is we should get a list, or we should each recommend one to each other, and then watch that movie, and then talk about it.
Oh, definitely up for that.
Yeah. All right. Just jump in an email thread. We'll get that going.
No worries. Thanks very much. Speak to you again.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Okay, so that was Justin, and
you can see us in big head mode now.
Yeah, you might be able to read something behind us now, maybe. Anyway, we're gonna wrap things up there.